Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we have tons of new makeup to try on. I am very excited. Some of this stuff I've tried a few times, but some of the stuff is brand new. I have the new Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Skin Tint. They sent this to me, which is so exciting. I am very, very intrigued. I thought I would let you guys know some of my thoughts on the Jones Road Liquid Bronzer. I honestly was kind of scared to use this product for a long time. Like, I felt like liquids weren't going to be it for me, but so far I'm liking it. Also, I'm going to see if these bareMinerals Gen Nude Highlighting Blushes redeem themselves. If you guys didn't watch one of my past, I think it was the haul video, I talked about how I bought this shade from bareMinerals. This is the shade Opal Glow, and it looked like it was going to be more like a highlighter style, but it's kind of like this in-between highlighter blush thing, but it's not super blushy. Anyway, a lot of you guys said the other colors were better, and bareMinerals actually reached out. They were like, oh, let us send you the other shade, like let us send you some stuff so we can redeem ourselves. I'm like, okay. So I have some other colors to try, which I'm so excited, so I'll give you some swatches of those. And probably the most exciting part about this, eyeshadows. I have some neutral little single shadows from Chantecaille. These came in from the Wild Mustang collection, so I'll give you guys some swatches of those. I'm not sure what the eye look's gonna be though, because I also do have the Natasha Denona mini Starlette palette, and I do kind of want to do something with this as well and give you swatches too. So lots of stuff. Let's just get into it overall. I already have some lotion on. I used this new one from Jones Road. This was sent to me. All the Jones Road stuff is sent to me. It's the oil-free moisturizer, and so far it's been pretty nice. My skin feels nice and soft and not like grippy, but very moisturized. For a primer though, we're going drugstore, okay? The new liquid poreless putty primer from e.l.f. I was very intrigued by this. Actually, I'm gonna put it on my hand first. I've been getting in the habit of just putting things straight on my face, which I like, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I feel like with primers and stuff, I use more than I expect by doing that. So I've used this a couple of times now, and so far I'm liking it. Like, I'm pretty happy with it. So that's been a nice addition to my routine. I've really been trying to find those perfect primers, especially to go under what feels like so many different dewy foundations I've been trying. So this one I feel like does kind of smooth my skin, and it leaves me, it's like nice and moisturizing in a way, but not like super dewy. And so I feel like I can put other things on top of it and it's a nice base. Anyway, I've been liking it a lot recently. For my skin tint, foundation, whatever, I was going between using the Danessa Myricks, which I picked up another shade. I bought these ones, and like I said, using the new Bobbi Brown tint. So I thought I'll use the Bobbi Brown, but I'll talk to you about what I think of these, because obviously I like it enough to buy a second one. The shade 2 was initially too light for me, so I decided to pick up 3. I'm like juggling back and forth between both of these things. Okay, get it together. I'm gonna try this on first. Let me get this on my face and then I can talk about the Danessa Myricks. I have the shades Fair 2 and Fair 3, so I don't know how these are gonna look on me, but I wanna get you swatches. Impossible to open, oh my gosh. I have definitely lost a bit of my tan. I feel like I've kept it inside a little bit more lately, but this is Fair 2 and this is Fair 3. I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna mix them together. I don't know if this is still gonna be a little light. We have bronzers though. We'll bronze it up if need be. I think I'm gonna use a brush actually for this. I just wanna see what that's like and like what kind of coverage that gives. Oh yeah, it's definitely a little light for me right now. It smells like citrus. It reminds me, I think it is very similar to the scent of the Vitamin Enriched face base, which I do really like that. It's a very thick moisturizer. A lot of people use it as a primer. Sometimes on sets, I would use it as a primer for people depending on their skin type and things like that. So already I've done it just on this part of my face and it's giving nice like light coverage, and I don't know if it's just because of the brush or the primer, but I honestly don't feel like it's overly dewy on me, especially compared to the Danessa Myricks. The Danessa Myricks is beautiful. I literally love the way that it looks on my skin, hence why I bought the darker shade, but it's definitely dewy. Like, if you don't want to be glowy, it's not for you. And if you're oily and you know you really hate getting more oily throughout the day, it's definitely not for you. Okay, so that's my skin right now. Definitely, I feel like a little light going on, but I do feel like the finish is really pretty. My skin still looks like skin, and even in the areas that I have some issues, like dry patches, things like that, I do feel like it went over really, really nicely. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can really see. That's what it looks like. That's like a light, I feel like a light layer overall as well. I'm really into the skin tints, especially I think it's a bit of summer, but this is the difference though. On camera, more high coverage looks better. Like, that is the truth. Higher coverage just looks more put together, looks more finished, but in real life that doesn't always translate. And so what I'm feeling confident in and what I'm really enjoying in my day-to-day life is something more like this, where my skin's showing through a little bit, we're just getting rid of some of that redness, like concealing where we need to conceal, and then doing a pretty eye look, letting my lashes, because I don't have a lot of definition on my face, letting those types of things shine through. That's how I'm just feeling my prettiest. It's been just a little bit of a struggle lately, you know, on like the kind of self-confidence thing. Not to like get into that too much here, but definitely a bit of a struggle. But let me swatch really fast the Yummy Skin. Even on the back of my hand, like the back of my hand looks nice and moisturized from the other Bobbi Brown. So this is number 3, this is number 2. Number 3 is like a really good shade for me right now in the Danessa Myricks, so I'm glad I picked that up. But I think 2 will be great going into fall and into winter, and kind of same with the Bobbi Brown. I'm really excited to keep using these. I'll have to do like a skin tint type of video, because I know that Hourglass has one. Like, there's just so many, the Glossier Stretch foundations coming out. Like, there's a lot of like more dewy, what feels like lighter weight, like lots of those foundations and base products coming out, and I'll have to let you guys know kind of some of my favorites. So far though, the Bobbi Brown one does not seem as dewy as the Danessa Myricks to me anyway, at least with the brush. Maybe if I used a sponge it'd be different. All right, let's do a little concealer. I actually have a couple different concealers. So I have some from Makeup Forever. These are the HD Skin ones. So this is 1.1, this is 1.3. I think I'm gonna go with 1.3 right now. I think that's more my shade. But I also did, when I bought this palette from Natasha Denona, I decided to buy the Hy-Glam Concealer. I know Kelly loves this so much, so I wanted to try it out. And I got the shade N2. Don't know how that's gonna work for me. Oh yeah, definitely a little bit deeper and like a true neutral here. So that is N2 in the Hy-Glam. So I might use that. Maybe I'll use that one more on my face though, because I don't know, it seems maybe a little deep. So let's use 1.3 from Makeup Forever. Let's just see what that looks like under my eyes. Okay, more than just under my eyes. Let's put it everywhere. To blend that out, I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. I've just been enjoying this lately. This is the 212 from BK Beauty, but really just any kind of fluffy blending brush that you would use maybe to do a crease color, something like that. I've really been enjoying to get a nice kind of airbrushed look. So I use pretty light pressure and really just gently buff the concealer on, and I feel like it just looks really good while also giving me just a light amount of concealer under my eyes. And also because I'm using such a small brush, I find it like helps me target areas I really want to put product instead of making it go everywhere. Like, I have more control over the areas I'm actually blending the concealer onto. So far that concealer worked super well. I am just so intrigued though. I want to put the Hy-Glam somewhere. So I'm not very covered up, I feel like, over here. Oh yeah, it's a little dark. I just couldn't tell what color to get. There's so many colors, which have like lots of different undertones on the website. I'm gonna use my foundation brush. And so I didn't know which one was gonna work for me, but this has some coverage. Way more coverage in this, I feel like, than the Makeup Forever, which I kind of expect because the Makeup Forever line's like HD. I feel like it was made for the HD camera to look like real skin to be on movies and stuff, so that makes sense. But it blended out really nice, looking pretty good, but I definitely need to bronze it up. Like, if we zoom out, you know, like, it's looking good here. Let's zoom out, ghost face. What's going on? Yeah, we need to like take care of that. So I'm gonna use the Jones Road bronzer drops. I brought both shades that I have out again to swatch for you guys. So the drops I've been using are the shade Light. I think there's only 3 shades, but they're very like serum-y. And what I love too, okay, serum-y is actually not the word I want to use, because I don't always love like a serum type of blush bronzer thing. It's more like a thickened liquid. It's not quite a cream, but it has a lot of like transparency to it. So that's the shade Light, and I feel like it almost, It's warm, but also kind of pink at the same time. And then down here is the medium shade, which definitely is a lot darker. I mean, the changes are quite big between light and medium. But again, it has like a nice amount of transparency to it where you really can blend it out, which I'll show you in a second. So I've been liking to put this on the back of my hand, as I do most products. And I use a decent amount. Like, I feel like I can get away with using a lot because of the transparency. They did send a brush that's more of like a pretty dense, domed, like a foundation type brush. But I've been just using this Kaleidos one. I don't know. I feel like I could use a lot of different brushes for it. And I'll get it on the brush first and kind of get it into the brush. I just go in and kind of stipple it and blend it out. What the heck? It's not looking good. Okay, all the other days I've used this, it looked really good. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Okay, it's looking better on my forehead. I don't know if it's just like the cheek products or what is going on there, but yeah, that was not initially good. So I don't know if it's just not playing well with the new Bobbi Brown products or what. Yeah, definitely some separation going on. Which I don't like. I don't know about you. I don't know about that. The forehead though doesn't have nearly as much product as I feel like my cheeks do, so maybe that's what's going on. I have really enjoyed this the last couple of days I've been using it, and I was like ready to be like, it's so good guys, but now I'm kind of like, All right, well that's the bronzer on. We're definitely more bronze. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but just kind of like, this is where more just the face product is, and you can see where the bronzer's kind of trying to mix with it in a way that I'm not sure it's really working. But overall, I mean, still not the worst disaster, just not maybe the right formulas together. I'll have to keep you guys updated on it because now I'm like, wait, is it good or not? I don't know. But what I do love is how much it's like translucent, and I feel like really can make my skin look bronze without really looking like product on my skin, at least when I have the right base on. So it is pretty. I am surprised by how much I like this because of the fact that it's liquid. I was very prepared to just immediately off the bat kind of hate it or it to be hard to use, and I felt like, again, take this with a grain of salt considering today's application, but I felt like it was pretty easy to use overall. So that's the bronzer. Let's do some blush because this is where I'm really excited, and I don't even think I'm gonna do like a highlighter because I really want to see how the blushes work. So I got the shade Mauve Glow and Peach Glow, which specifically I had a lot of you guys saying you really love these shades, so I just must have picked up not good shades for the blushing aspect, you know what I mean? So this is Mauve Glow. Oh yeah, wow. Oh, it has a lot more pigment to it. Very, very shiny, almost metallic looking, which this feels like such a more shiny finish than the Opal, which I'll swatch too. I feel like with that one, I even have to be a little careful. This one's Peach Glow. This one's more like the highlighter though. So that's Peach Glow, which is beautiful. I feel like just Opal doesn't have the same sheen as those two. Even swatched here, you can kind of see it has the flattest finish out of both of them, or all three of them, you know? Because if Opal Glow had the shine that I feel like I'm seeing from Mauve Glow, like, I'd be so down with that. All right, I think I'm just going to use more of like a fluffy, this is one I like to use a lot for blush. This one's from REFERRAL, the 05. I'm just gonna go in with Mauve Glow. I'm a little nervous because it is so reflective that it's gonna be one of those shades that in different light is gonna look different, and I don't want it to look like a bruise, but let's just see. I don't want to judge it. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Okay, that's pretty. I like this so far. Definitely glowy though, that product. It gave me color. I don't think it's looking too bruisey or anything. I think it's just a nice flush. Definitely not nearly as dark as I thought it was gonna go on. And I like the application with the more fluffy brush, so that way, you know, it kind of diffuses the product a little bit. I really need to set my face though. I'm gonna use, I think this is new too from Bobbi Brown, the Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. These come in more like, there's a yellow, a pink, you know, it's not like as much about like specific skin tone colors, more like how these would look on top of skin tones, if that makes sense. So I picked yellow, and I just wanna get some blurring going on because I feel like my pores and like in general face are looking pretty greasy and like textured, but I just put a little bit of product over here and you can already see how much that toned it down. It's very sheer. It's a very sheer powder, which is nice. I like that. I don't really want powder to do much besides usually mattify. Oh my gosh, specifically this REFERRAL brush, it's like never stopped shedding its whole life. All right, well that's the skin right now. We'll come back to it. Let's get some eyebrows on. Let's like get some eyeshadow on and we can really see what's going on in general. I'm gonna do kind of a lighter eyebrow look today. In, again, IRL, I've been doing this. This is a new product that Yensa sent me. It's their brow gel, but they sent me blonde. I don't know all the shades, but I think I probably would have picked something more like ash or taupe. Sometimes I go with that just because I tend to like a little more definition, but I've been using this nonetheless. It's a little bit warm and it's probably gonna look more warm on camera than I feel like, again, IRL. But I've been going with this lighter eyebrow, again, in person and in real life because sometimes the other brow can just be a little bit much. And I like to switch up my brows. I don't know if you guys go through phases like this, but I'll have a phase where I just like think my brows look horrible. I get like a few good weeks with my brows and then I switch up products and then like the way I'm doing it that way and then get a few good weeks and then switch it up again. So I just feel like I'm getting a little restless with the brow situation. I just really want my brows to like look like hair. I don't want them to look too painted on overall, even though because they're blonde, I really need to paint them on. Okay, now I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna use this Benefit. Hopefully this isn't too dark because I've been using this ABH pen, but I'm gonna use this today just for a little more precision. But it's the Precise My Brow Pencil in the shade number, I think 3. And I'm just adding a few little hair strokes, mostly on the bottom too, and I'm elongating the tail. They're a little bit warm. They almost look like a little red, I feel like, on camera right now. Sorry if you could hear that. That's my upstairs neighbor. But again, there's something about them, the softness. It looks pretty good in real life. Also, it's like pretty realistic to what my actual tone is, maybe just slightly warmer. All right, let's get to eyes. I do want to use a cream shadow before I go in with the eyeshadows, but I guess I'll swatch the eyeshadows first. Let's do the Natasha Denona palette. This is so pretty. I am so happy I got this because I love the shade Galaxia. I made a post about this on my community tab. You can already see it's a lot more warm than it looked in photos, I feel like. But all of these are re-promoted shades. So they're either from the Star palette or from the Lila palette. And then Galaxia is from the Mini Retro, I believe. So Galaxia specifically is so stunning. I know it just looks like this champagne color, but it has these blue, this one almost, I mean, it looks like it has like some purpley sparks to it. But it really is a beautiful shimmery shade. Love, love, love that from the Mini Retro, one of my favorite colors. And then what I loved about this is all the tones in here. I know this is overall pretty light little palette, but I have really been loving a lighter look lately. Like, I can't lie. I can't lie. So I figured having all of these in the mini format, which is like one of my absolute favorites from Natasha Denona in terms of like how small and compact this is, how nice that is. I think I'm gonna get so much use out of this. So that is the palette swatched. Definitely not like the cool tone Dream it maybe looked like, but I do feel like it pulls kind of neutral. I mean, it's warm, but it's not like golden necessarily, even though that shade's kind of golden. Anyway, I think I'm gonna use at least some of the matte. Something's gonna go on with that. I also do, if you shop through Natasha Denona's website, I have a code. It's LNB15, so you can save 15% off with that if you want to shop on the Natasha Denona website specifically. And that's like a long-standing code, so if ever you're shopping on there, you can use it to save some money. Okay, but really another star of the show. Like, seriously, such exciting little eyeshadows. I have the Wild Mustang shadows that I picked up from Chantecaille. I have the shade Pinto. I haven't swatched these yet. I was gonna save them, but I'm gonna show you them. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. There's Pinto. I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed with that. Ooh, Pinto's gonna look so good too with that matte in the outer corner. Can you? Okay, so that's Pinto. Then there's the shade, someone said it's not Roan, it's just Roan. I think it's like a term for horses. I'm not a horse, I don't know anything about horses. I I think corsets are beautiful, don't get me wrong. I just, you know, I'm more a bunny girl. I'm more like a cat girl. I'm more, I don't know what I am. I'm just probably not a horse girl. Okay, then this one here, Roan. Oh, look at how pretty that is. I think out of the two, if I had to tell you like which one you should get, because these are stupid expensive, I think so far Pinto is my fave, but we'll get it on the eyes. Let's see. Roan is kind of reminding me, I'm actually going to swatch the shade in this Natasha Denona. Let's see. So that's Roan. This is the Natasha Denona. Not exactly the same. This has more of like an oranginess to it, and it's also more metallic. This is definitely more of like that baked lighter formula, but Pinto, oh, so pretty. So I think that's what we'll use. So I'll use that in my brain to pick out which of these Rare Beauty shadow sticks I'm going to use as kind of a base. But I want to lay down a primer still, so that's what I'm doing now. This one's from Alter Ego. It's like my fave right now. And I have been testing these, you guys. I think they're good. Like, they're okay, but I'm not as obsessed with them, and they don't like lock down like some other shadow sticks. So I think that this shadow, Contentment, I think that one's the one that's gonna go best with the kind of overall look I'm gonna do. So I'm probably gonna lay that one down instead of the more golden one. I love using shadow sticks just to kind of get a nice base going without having to do anything else. I'm so messy with these. These are pretty easy to blend out. They kind of sheer out. Not as easy as the like Hourglass. Those ones really sheer out, like seriously. If you want like the most beginner friendly and almost like not there shadows, the Hourglass ones are like that. Although the one I have, one of the sticks, like the whole shadow stick fell out. Like, can you even? Seriously. But I don't know, these are just okay. I was really pumped for them and wanted to believe in them, and they're fine. They're fine. Not on par with some other stuff. To me anyway. And I know they should lock down, but I find these crease throughout the day. Like, if I have this on, it definitely is creasing if I don't put a primer, and even when I put a primer sometimes, but not as locked down as I want them to be. All right, let's say a little bit of a transition down. Let's do that. I think I'm gonna go straight in with this shade. I think it's called Per Se, or is it Nude Mauve? I don't know if it's Per Se or Nude Mauve, to be honest. Actually, it's Nude Mauve. It is Nude Mauve, okay. I'm gonna take that and just put it on my outer corner. And then when I have a little bit less, I'm really just using that to blend out that Rare Beauty shadow so we get a nice transition going. I don't know why when I have my eyebrows like this, I just feel like rustic girl. I don't know, giving me like prairie vibes for my eyebrows. Like, how do eyebrows have prairie vibes? I don't even fucking know, but I feel like that's what's happening. Okay, even just that shade, so pretty. Even with the shadow I talked shit about, like, I love this look already. So let's do Pinto. I'm so excited. Eek! Like, this is how I know, like, this is what I meant to do. Who else gets this excited about a freaking eyeshadow? I don't know, but I think I'm like shocked everyone doesn't. Like, we should all, but I'm gonna put on Pinto all over the lids. That's what we're doing. Normally I think probably use just my finger, but I'm gonna try the brush just to kind of see, and it's going on really pretty. Stunning shadow. If you like those minky browns, you guys, I don't know, it's really pretty. And I'm just bringing that up too, like blending it just all over. I'm gonna use my finger just to see what happens. You know what I really want to try? Let me know if you guys have tried these. There are some new eyelight shades from RMS, and they look stunning for summer. There's like a green I'm really interested in, and even the champagne I'm kind of interested in. So let me know if you've tried them. I'd love to know if you guys like care about them. Like, do you want to see them? But also, if you've tried them, let me know if they're worth it or not. I absolutely love the shade. I think it's called Strobe so much. It looks so good. It really does lock down on my lids. It stays on, like, it's beautiful. So anyway, okay, that's the look so far. So pretty. Love Pinto so much. I really love it. I think this would look so pretty too, dusted without any of the shadows I laid down. Like, this is the more done up version of this look, but you know, for an everyday thing, I put a little eye primer down, put a little bit of this all over a fluffy brush, and maybe a little more densely applied with my finger or another brush on the lid, one shadow look, like one shadow look. But we're gonna make it, I know it's neutral and I know it's like colors I do a lot, but we're gonna make it a little more done up today. I'm gonna take this brush from What's Up Beauty. This is the R103. I'm gonna take the darkest shade. I think this is actually called Per Se, and that's gonna go in my outer corner. We just want a little more depth out there. Oh yeah, Per Se and the Pinto shadow are like made to go together. I probably would, if I was doing, you know, I don't know, if I wasn't using the Rare Beauty shadow, all these other ones, I'd probably lay down this even in the outer corner first, and then just layer the Pinto shadow all on top of it. I think that'd be so pretty too. Okay, so there's that. I'm now gonna take Galaxia and I'm gonna tap that just in the upper part of my brow bone. So like right here where the light kind of catches, just for some more drama. The other day I picked out Galaxia from my mini retro to put on while I was waiting for this to get here, and I just wore it all over the lid. That's it, and it was stunning. Okay, so pretty. I'm gonna get my mini retro. I just want to swatch them next to each other. Okay, this is the Galaxia from my mini retro. This is the Galaxia from the new one. They are the same. I thought for some reason maybe they weren't, but they're the same. Okay, I just had to know. I was like, wait a minute, now I'm like getting confused. I think I've just dug into this one more, and maybe they're like pressed different. This one might be pressed slightly harder. That all being said, I'm gonna add some highlighter to my brow bone as well as to my inner corner. I'm just using this one from my Bobbi Brown. It's like a limited edition duo. Bobbi Brown has some of my favorite highlights. Okay, I feel like we need more blush, but I don't know if this mauve shade's really gonna bring color. Like, it's gonna bring shimmer, it's gonna bring other things. I might use this more in conjunction with like, I could see myself using a cream underneath this, like a brighter or more intense color cream, and then using this on top to beef that up so I don't have to put too much of this on. I also want a little bit of my under eye cleaned up a bit, so I'm using some of the concealer from Makeup Forever. I'm putting it on a brush, and I'm just gonna like run it right here and just kind of go up from my eye in an angle just to get, I don't know, a more cut look. Not like completely, but you know. I'm doing some mascara. I'm just gonna use this little mini Gucci. I've been scraping the barrel. I really love this mascara. Pretty sure the next sale, I'm gonna pick this one up. I think it is so good, and I don't know. I did not want to say that, but damn, it's a nice mascara. It gives me like nice separation. It's not too wet. I feel like my lashes look fluffy. I mean, we're at the bottom of the tube here, so this might not be the best example of how it looks, but I think it's so pretty. You can't tell me this look isn't this beautiful glam. I love it. This is even just so dry. I can like run it on my lower lash line and it's like not, it's nothing. In contrast to all the makeup I've used, I'm using this $1 little eyeliner pen to add the tiniest little wing. I've actually been really liking this from my Shop Miss A video I did. It's in brown, which I really like, and I don't know, I can just get such a easy small wing. I say that as I completely F this eye up, so just disregard. I feel like this eye looks horrible. All right, let's do lips and also powder. I have to powder again. This powder is like silky smooth. It's so smooth. I keep being like, am I even picking anything up? But then I see the results on my face. I had this whole idea to do a more like red lip, but I feel like my blush isn't coming through the way I thought it was, like the vision I had. Not that I don't like it. I think this whole look looks really pretty. So I think I'm actually gonna go a little more neutral with it. I'm gonna take this lip liner from Makeup by Mario. This is in the shade, I think, Tan. Yeah. I'm gonna lightly line my lips with this. I'm really blending it out. I really just wanted that to get a little color down. And then over that, I'm using this Naturium Fido Glow Lip Balm in Petal. I've really been loving this. I also have the clear one. I love the applicator. It looks kind of funny, and it reminds me of like a dinosaur. You know that one dinosaur that has a head that looks like this? You know what I'm talking about? It's like Ducky's mom. Anyway, I really love how big the paddle is, because you can really not only get the product out, but then once it's on, blend it kind of out and kind of smooth it. Although I feel like I should have got the foundation off my lips before I did that, but whatever. I'm gonna zoom you into the eye look. This is what the eyes look like. So pretty, so simple. I probably could go even deeper with this, but I kind of want to leave it here. I feel like this is still pretty glam, you know, like for every day, stunning, you know, but still pretty glam for me anyway, at least right now with where I'm at. But let me zoom out. Here is the final look. I am pretty dang happy with everything. I'm gonna have to keep you updated. I was super excited about the skin tints from Bobbi Brown, but I don't know. I want to see how they hold up. Obviously, you know, that's like the real test. Like they can look good for 20 minutes on the skin, but how do they look for hours? So I'm going to keep you guys updated on this. I'm excited for the powder though, for how thin it is. That seems really promising. The Jones Road, am I wrong? Like there's so many products I'm like, am I wrong about these? Because I like the Jones Road. Now I'm kind of like, do I still like that bronzer? Unsure. When it comes to the bareMinerals products, I definitely think that Peach Glow and Mauve Glow are like different breeds. So if you're looking for some more shine, you're looking for some more color, I would go more with these ones than Opal Glow, even though I was really hoping Opal Glow would be more shiny, like an actual highlighter. You know what I mean? These definitely have more shine, and if you're looking for a true blush lighter, this might be the one to go. Mauve. But I also just feel like their actual bronzers that they have are more like blush highlighters to me. Those aren't super brown, even though they're like a blush and bronzer together. So those might be more the way to go even too, because I feel like they have a little bit more pigment to them. You know what I mean? But I want to keep testing these. Definitely way more intrigued with Mauve Glow and Peach Glow. The Hy-Glam, I am excited to keep trying and seeing how this color works for me, but not only that, the actual formula. I really love the component of this. It feels really nice quality, nice and heavy. Love that. The Makeup Forever concealer looked really good, especially under my eyes. I feel like it looked really natural. Definitely one if you want like a skin finish. So far, that's what this is giving for sure. Ooh, I really feel like the eyeshadows were the star of the show. Pinto, I am beyond excited for. Can't wait to keep using this. I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those products I'm like, dang it, it was limited edition. I want to keep talking about it, but no one can get it anymore. Like that's how I feel like this is going to be in my collection. Like glad I got it, wish other people could get it, want to recommend it, can't because no one will get it after this is gone for the season. So pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong, Roan looks so pretty too, but I do think out of both, like just initially, I think Pinto's the one out of the two. Like it's number one instead of number two. And I'm excited for the Natasha Denona. The mattes in here have me excited. The Galaxia shade has me excited. Like this just feels like an all-in-one little palette. You bring this, you bring a couple pops of color, bring a couple other single shadows, you're good to go. You know what I mean? So some good stuff. I'd love to know what you guys think about any of this. What have you tried? Let me know down below. I will keep you guys updated too. I need to do like an updated video because I feel like there's so much stuff even throughout the year. Like I just need to go through what have I bought from Sephora and what do I think of it? Like I need to just tell you guys because there's a lot of stuff I've been using over time. And at this point, I definitely can give you something. Like what do I think of the Rare Beauty highlighters? Like we could talk about it, you know what I mean? So anyway, I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you in the next video. Bye.